What's up, everyone? Welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing The Walking Dead Season 1. This video will contain spoilers in it. This show is incredible, man. This show has incredible writing, incredible performances. It's an incredible storyline, right? And I have not read The Walking Dead comics. My familiarity with The Walking Dead universe comes from the video games. I've played most of it. I've played all of the Telltale games, um, um, from the Walking Dead universe, and I love those games. So, um, I went into this show with no expectations and with an open mind, and I love this show. I think this show is great. I think the performances are great. This show stars Andrew Lincoln, John Bernthal, Norman Reedus, Stephen Yeun, and a lot of other really cool people. So this show focuses on Rick Grimes. Rick Grimes is our POV character. He wakes up in the hospital and he can't find where his family is or where his friends are. So his goal for the first few episodes is to find his family and his friends. So he runs into these two survivors um named Morgan and Dwayne, and Morgan and Dwayne basically tell Rick, who used to be a cop, right? Because Rick and Shane used to be cops. Um, he he Rick basically gets told, "Hey, the world isn't how you remember it. The world is different now. The world is filled with the Walking Dead, or what the Walking Dead universe calls their version of zombies, walkers, right?" And they basically explained to him, like, hey, if you get hurt by a walker, bit by a walker, scratched by a walker, you're done, right? Because you can't be saved after that. But then they also tell Morgan and Dwayne also tell Rick, hey, if you're looking for your family, the one place where we would look is Atlanta, because Atlanta is where the extraction point was. So Rick goes to Atlanta, but then Rick realizes that uh because Dwayne and Morgan didn't know this, but once Rick gets to Atlanta, he realizes that Atlanta's been taken over by the Walking Dead. So he's like, and Morgan and Dwayne said, "Hey, we'll meet you up there." So Rick is trying to warn Morgan and Dwayne not to go to Atlanta, but Rick is also screwed because he's in Atlanta, right? So he gets saved by this guy named Glenn, and Glenn takes Rick back to the camp of people, or the settlement of people that Glenn is with, and Glenn takes Rick back to his group, and Rick finds his wife, Lori, his son, Carl, and his best friend, Shane, who saved his life when Rick got shot, right? Like, Shane's the one that saved Rick's life, right? So, Rick finds his family and his best friend, and he also meets a whole bunch of new people, because uh that's the settlement of people that Rick is with now. And um basically what happens after that is Rick says, "Hey, when I was fleeing for my life out of Atlanta, once I realized that it was taken over by The Walking Dead, I I dropped a bag filled with guns and ammo and stuff like that, so I need to go back and get that." Right? So Rick and Glenn take, like, uh 3 or 4 people out to collect the bag of guns and the ammo and the food and supplies that Rick dropped. And um Rick has to take care of Merle, one of the survivors that is in the group, and he has to put Merle in his place and handcuff him to a um a pole and stuff like that to calm him down, because Merle is not a very nice person, right? So while Rick and Glenn are getting the guns, they basically get overrun by walkers, so they have to go back to their camp where the rest of their group is, and um and T-Dog, another person that comes with Rick and Glenn and Merle, has had the handcuff key that Rick gave to T-Dog to let Merle go once he calmed down. Um, T-Dog accidentally drops the key, so then but T-Dog puts a chain over the door that leads up to the roof where they are when they have to evacuate, right? So T-Dog's like, he'll be fine, right? But then Merle's brother Daryl comes back from hunting and is like, where the hell is my brother? What did you do to my brother? Why'd you just leave him there? Right? And he's like, we're going back to get my brother. And Rick and Glenn and the rest of the group were running away from walkers, right? Rick drops the bag of guns again, and he's like, we have to go back and get the guns as well. So you have Rick, Glenn, and Daryl and T-Dog all going back to rescue Merle and to get the bag of guns again, right? And then you also so they go and see where they go and see what happened to Merle, and all they find is, because Merle was handcuffed to a pipe on a rooftop, all they find is Merle's severed hand. And when Daryl almost kills T-Dog, but Rick stops him and is like, hey, I get that it's your brother. I get that he's family. I get that. I 100% get that. But your brother was out of control, right? So we don't know what happened to Merle yet, right? So basically what happens is Rick and Glenn and Daryl all get the guns after they go and get the guns, but then Glenn gets kidnapped by people. So then Rick has to go, and Rick and the rest of the group that are out in the city have to go and get Glenn, and then they come back to camp. And while that's going on, you have this story. You have one of the other storylines is when Rick when Shane and Lori and Carl first fled the city where Rick's hospital was, Shane really thought that Rick was dead, right? Like they show a flashback in the season finale where Shane tried to save Rick's life, but Shane thought Rick was dead. So because of that, Shane and Lori started to hook up, right? And stuff like that. So Shane, and once Lori finds out that Rick is alive, she's like, hey, my husband's back. This has to stop. What, my husband's back. The father of my child is back. I have to stop seeing you. And we can still be friends, Shane. But Shane has true feelings for Lori, right? Because they really genuinely thought that Rick was dead, right? So you have that storyline going on as well. And then and then Rick and Glenn and Daryl and T-Dog all come back to the camp, but before that happens, uh, the camp gets overrun by walkers, and Andrea, one of the other survivors, Andrea and Amy are two of the other survivors, right? In the group, and Andrea gets killed by a walker, right? Um, this is gonna be a longer video, guys, just to let you guys know. And and then so Andrea and the rest of the campers are devastated, right? And Carol, one of the other survivors who also has a child named Sophia, had a husband named Ed that was a piece of shit scumbag. So he also gets killed by a walker, right? But also these walkers, like if Rick and Glenn and Daryl and T-Dog weren't coming, like if they didn't make it in time, then uh the whole group of people would have been dead. But lucky for them, they made it in time. And so and in order to save another, or in order to try to save another one of their survivors, Jim, they make a decision to go to like the hospital, or try to go to the hospital, or try to go to like the hospital where they think there might be a cure for the Walker virus. And so they make their way to the hospital, and they meet this doctor, Dr. Brenner, I think his name is. Yeah, Dr. Brenner. And he's like, "Hey, I'll let you in here, but after I let you in here, the doors stay closed no matter what." So Rick's like, "Fine, just let us in," right? Because they have to go back into the city, and this time they have everybody. They don't just have a group of 4 people. They have everybody, including women and children, right? So Rick is like, "Fine, just let us in." And at first, you think Dr. Brenner is being really kind and stuff like that, but then you see this countdown, right? You see this countdown, and he's like, and eventually the countdown almost ticks down to 0, and he's like, "Hey, what did you think this was, Rick? Like, what did you think this place was? It was a bunker for all the bad viruses and stuff in the world." And he's like, in like in 30 minutes this place is gonna explode, right? So Rick convinces Dr. Brenner to open the door to give them a fighting chance. And uh and then T-Dog's wife decides to stay behind, and Dale, one of the other survivors, but is like a father figure um to Andrea, and really cares about her, is like, because Andrea tries to stay behind with T-Dog's wife and Dr. Brenner, but Dale won't let her stay behind, because he's like, "If you're staying behind, Andrea, I'm staying behind." Because Andrea just lost her sister, right? Like her sister got killed by that walker, right? So then you have Rick, Shane, Lori, Carl, Sophia, Carol, and T-Dog and Daryl all trying to find a way out of this bunker before it explodes. So they do, and then you see Rick, you see Dale and Andrea walking out of this bunker, and when Rick's like, get down, because the bunker's about to explode. So then season 1 ends with them, ends with them, um, finding or going to find a new place to bunker down, basically, and to find a new place to go and live for a while, right? And that's how season 1 ends. And I basically told you the whole story, right? But this show has so well written dialogue, bro, and it's so well acted. It's so well acted, and it's so good. It's so good. It's so gripping. It's so um intriguing, because there's still plot lines that need to be resolved, right? And like what happened to Merle, and will Morgan and Dwayne come back, and stuff like that. And I cannot believe I haven't watched this show sooner. Like, it has some of my favorite actors in it. It has some of the people that I look up to that inspired me to try and become an actor. Right? Because you guys know one of my goals one day is to become an actor, right? I love to act, I love to sing, I love to rap, I love to songwrite, I love to be a storyteller, I love to be a content creator, I love to create things. Acting, singing, songwriting, being a YouTuber, um, entertainment is an outlet for me, right? And I just love this stuff. And this show is so well written, and it's so well done. It is. It's so well done. The action in it's great. The drama in it's great. The performances are great. The 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 it's just great all around it. And if this universe of shows, because I know there's like 6 shows including the main show, if this universe of shows continues to be as good, right, I'm gonna be reviewing this whole universe on this channel, right? And yeah, so thank y'all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this review, please subscribe, like, and share this video. I would really appreciate it, and it would really help me out.